All right, man, peace. So as we all know by now, the great LeBron James has decided to take his talents to the Los Angeles Lakers. And that move, himself and the Lakers have been the talk of the NBA world since then. Well, Steph Curry has decided that he is going to make a public declaration to LeBron James as well as everyone else in the NBA, but particularly LeBron, that you still have to beat us. And that's Steph Curry's way of saying that no matter where you go, you still can't beat us. Because we know what system you're going to run. It does not matter what players are around you, LeBron James. We know what you're going to do, man. So anyway, they're going to talk about it, and I'm going to chime in.
Magic Johnson's meeting ultimately paid off as LeBron's addition to the Lakers moves that team closer to contending with the Warriors, the gatekeepers, of course, of the West the last 4 seasons. But how...
This chick, Jeanie Buss, is an MK asset, beta program sex kitten. She was passed over to Phil Jackson, allegedly, by the way. Everything I'm saying is alleged. But she walks around like she's actually running the team. All she is a placeholder. As I've stated in the past, I believe that Magic Johnson is trying to find a way to finagle her out of owning the team. But she is a beta program sex kitten, allegedly.
How much closer? Well, Sam Amick of USA Today asked Steph Curry how he views the West now with LeBron's presence. Here was his quote. The West obviously got much stronger with LeBron, but you still gotta beat us.
Steph Curry is speaking like a man who knows that right now he's in his prime as a player. The team that he's on is in their prime as a team, and they are one of the great teams in the history of the NBA. Certainly top 10, maybe even top 5 team in the history of the NBA, regardless of era. But for this particular era, where jump shooting is the mode of the day, they're probably the greatest team of all time for this style of play.
Yes. Lakers GM Rob Pelinka didn't shy away from mentioning the Warriors earlier when he was asked today. Take a listen from his press conference.
Listen, the road to an NBA championship has to go through the team that won last year. And we all know the guys up north have a special group.
He really should not even be speaking about the Golden State Warriors right now. The Lakers have such a long way to go. And I guess he believes that it's okay for him to speak because Magic has given him permission to do so since they have acquired Mr. LeBron James. But LeBron has not shown that he has an ability to defeat the Golden State Warriors when he was in Cleveland. So why would you believe that he would be any closer to defeating them just because he has on purple and gold? And his team is no better constituted, and his teammates are no better situated than they were in Cleveland to defeat the Golden State Warriors. Right now, the Warriors are operating on automatic. It's going to take most likely more than one calamitous injury for the Lakers to even have an opportunity to get anywhere near defeating the Golden State Warriors. But to be quite frank with you, I really don't think that LeBron James cares anymore. I think that he wants to beat them, but I believe that LeBron has accepted the fact that he's won just about as many championships as he's going to win in this era. Every once in a while, a great player comes up against a buzzsaw. That's why, once again, I liken him to Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain had to go up against those Bill Russell Boston Celtics. And he did not have the overall wherewithal to accept the style of play that would be needed to defeat the Celtics other than that one season in Philadelphia. I believe it was 1967, where he led the league in assists.
But one of the ways to attack what they have is with defensive toughness.
I agree with that. I just don't think that if your modus operandi to defeat the Warriors is going to be defensive toughness, that your best player can necessarily be LeBron James because he no longer plays any defense. So how exactly are you going to execute your defensive principles? Are you going to put Lance Stevenson on Kevin Durant and expect him to do something with KD? Do you think that Rajon Rondo is going to be able to stop Steph Curry? I actually think that Lonzo Ball would have a better chance to do a good job on Steph Curry than Rajon Rondo will do. I've seen Rajon try to guard Steph. He just can't handle him. Steph moves without the ball too well and too much. Rajon will be much better going against a point guard or a combo guard, quote-unquote, who is more ball-centric. The way that the Warriors play, it just wears people down mentally and physically. We saw that with the Houston Rockets, where the Rockets incrementally got worn down by the Golden State Warriors' constant movement. Everybody was saying, wow, why did the Rockets shoot so poorly from 3 in games 6 and 7? It was because they had no legs. They had no legs because they were concentrating so much on defense.
I think we saw that in the Houston series.
Paul, I think it's inarguable that Steph Curry is right. You still got to beat the Warriors if you want a shot at winning the title. That being said, do you think Rob Pelinka is right in the way the Lakers want to approach trying to beat the Warriors? And how far apart are these two teams right now?
I think that Rob Pelinka is correct from the standpoint that too many teams have tried to do what the Warriors do except better. And you cannot do that when you have a great team in their era. You cannot defeat a great team or a great athlete at what he does when he's in his prime, in his era. It's like trying to outspeed Muhammad Ali. You're not going to do that. You have to face him with a style that is disparate from how he fights so that you can try to prey on his weaknesses. And that is why Joe Frazier was so successful against Ali and Ken Norton was so successful against Ali, albeit a post-exile Muhammad Ali. Because their trainer, Eddie Futch, evaluated Ali very thoroughly and understood that Ali was prone to being hit by left hooks and overhand rights. Joe Frazier's best punch was the left hook. Ken Norton's best punch was the overhand right hand. That's why they were so successful with Ali, as well as the fact that both those fighters came into contest against Muhammad Ali in immaculate condition and in a very, very stable mental state of mind. They knew what Ali was going to bring to the table. It's the same way that you're going to have a chance to beat Golden State. You have to try to nullify what they do by playing a style that's disparate from what they do. That's why I believe that the Boston Celtics will have the best opportunity to defeat the Golden State Warriors. Because they play great defense and they execute on offense. They have a coach that knows how to design great half-court plays out of timeouts. It's going to be all about execution and playing smart to defeat the Warriors. Try to get them to doubt themselves. If you can keep those games close well into the fourth quarter, Golden State will give you a couple of games because they're not great at execution in clutch moments. They're just not.
They're pretty far apart. LeBron is the lone.
They're very far apart. Right now, the Lakers are about 3 levels away from the Warriors. It's really a big joke.
Lone all-star on that team.
And once again, back to Jeanie Buss. She is an MK-programmed beta sex kitten. Go ahead and Google Jeanie Buss and watch how many sexually suggestive photos pop up.
These guys still feature 4 all-stars and just added a 5th all-star, so they kind of separated themselves a little more depending on how Boogie Cousins comes back. They need to, not this year, but maybe next year when free agency starts, when you have guys like Jimmy Butler, and there's a possibility maybe next year Kevin Durant can join LeBron. Who knows?
Hey, I did a video about this a few months ago about KD possibly joining LeBron. I don't think that it's going to happen, though, because I think that Kevin Durant knows that if he joins up with LeBron James, the narrative will be, KD, you ran from Golden State to LA. You're not ready to be a leader. You always want to be up under someone else. At one time, I thought that it was a possibility that he may consider teaming up with LeBron James. And I still think that it is a very, very remote possibility. But Kevin Durant's ears are too rabbit-like for him to consider teaming up with LeBron at this point in his career, I think. But you never know what can happen.
Who knows? Or even Klay Thompson when these guys free up. But
I don't see Klay Thompson ever leaving Golden State. I think that Klay Thompson is just way too comfortable in his own skin. It's very difficult to prey on someone's insecurities when they love themselves as much as Klay Thompson seems to love himself. It's very apparent that he was raised in a very stable household.
But right now, they're head and shoulders far better than the Lakers and everybody else in the league.
Royce, do you like
there's a gap
Lincoln's
between the Warriors
there?
and there's a gap between. Absolutely. There's a gap between the Warriors and there's a gap between everybody.
I agree with that, but I don't think that the gap is as large as people think it is between the Warriors and a healthy Boston Celtics team. A fully healthy Boston Celtics team, of course, they're going to be at a deficiency when facing the Warriors, but it's not going to be as large a gap as every other team in the NBA.
That's just reality. That's just the NBA world that we live in right now. LeBron James, he might equal 2 superstars on his own, but he's still missing.
I'm trying to figure out if LeBron James equals 2 superstars, and he's infinitely better than every other player in the NBA, why is this dude 3-6 in the finals? Can somebody explain that to me? This is why LeBron Ramon James does not get the credit that he probably deserves as a great player. Because the mainstream NBA media pundits, they glorify him, lionize him, and deify him to the level where people get annoyed by it. And they go about trying to seek out LeBron's flaws and shortcomings as opposed to what we're constantly inundated with which is the quote-unquote greatness of LeBron, and he is a great player. But his greatness just gets way too overly exaggerated. There's no way that you're going to tell me that LeBron James is 2 or 3 levels above Kevin Durant or Anthony Davis. It just makes no sense. But we're going to find out this season. We're going to find out how great LeBron James really is. We truly are. Because if he's able to get to the Western Conference Finals and all the other teams in the Western Conference are relatively fully healthy, then that will be much more of a referendum on LeBron James's greatness than the last 8 years in the Eastern Conference have been. If LeBron is able to make the playoffs with the LA Lakers and defeat a fully healthy Rockets team, say in the second round, and then go 6 or 7 games with the Warriors in the third round and lose in a credible fashion, that will certainly do justice to a lot of the sentiments that are put forth by the mainstream liberal sports media about LeBron. But as we've seen, he already got swept by the Golden State Warriors while he played on the Cavaliers. So, I mean, we'll see.
Still missing 2 other ones right now. So unless somebody's going to take a huge, significant leap on that Lakers team, the Warriors are still the team to beat, and that's just going to be the case in the NBA in general. LeBron clearly understands what he signed up for, clearly understands the roadblock in front of him. But Rachel, this is why I think that the Lakers was such an intriguing prospect for him. You trying to get that second star to Cleveland, trying to get that third star to Cleveland was always going to be difficult. Getting that second star, third star, maybe even a fourth star to Los Angeles to play with the Lakers, that's not going to be so difficult.
How do you know it's not going to be difficult? This offseason has already shown you how difficult it could possibly be, where you've had prominent stars who supposedly, allegedly have decided that they are going to not sign with the Lakers because LeBron is there, or who may consider recalibrating what team they want to be traded to because LeBron is there. It's already been reported that Kawhi Leonard does not want to play second fiddle to LeBron. How true that is, we don't know. But what we do know is that Paul George, who was a free agent, decided point blank that he did not want to play with LeBron James. That's what we do know. But anyway, that's pretty much it on this storyline. We'll see what occurs when the LA Lakers face off with the Golden State Warriors. I predict that the Warriors will try to go out of their way to blow the Lakers out in every regular season game. So peace.